What is up? Welcome to the Scale Up Show. This is Ryan. So, have you ever felt like you're dating in a market flooded with attractive options and you're still struggling to catch someone's eye? Well, it's the same way in SaaS right now, and the saturation crisis is an all-time high. And so, what I'm going to walk through this episode is how you can leverage AI to cut through the noise, be completely different than everyone else. Today's episode is brought to you by the Sales AI Accelerator, which is a new program I'm releasing so that you become superhuman by passing 99% of your peers, competitors, and colleagues by using AI 95% faster, specifically for sales. So be the first to know when it is re-released again, and check out and join on the waiting list in the show notes, and you won't miss it.
How do you grow like a VC-backed company without taking on investors? Do you want to create a lifestyle business, a performance business, or an empire? How do you scale to an exit without losing your freedom? Those are the questions, and this show is the answer.
The SaaS saturation crisis, okay? So imagine walking into a swanky bar filled with the most attractive people you've ever seen, right? These are all supermodels. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Just imagine the opposite sex or same sex, if that's your thing, right? But everybody's charming, witty, dressed to impress. And so it's not really at a bar anymore. It's like the SaaS world, right? There's all these companies with amazing solutions that do these unbelievable things. And there's probably another 10,000 that got started this year because of AI alone, right? So what's happening is there's two key things. It's becoming noisier and noisier and noisier, so it's harder to stand out, right? So just like at a bar of like all supermodels, let's say you're a supermodel and there's all these other supermodels, like how do you stand out to get a second glance, right? You don't want to just like get a second glance, but at the same time you want a connection. And so like if you really, really think about it, the same thing is happening now in the tech world because it's so crowded. There's so many solutions and the cost to create them has gone down exponentially. However, there's more and more that are being created every day. And so what I would say is like, you want to like swipe right and turn into competitor reviews to like accelerate your results. Okay. And so that's what I think the solution is. And so this is a very simple way that you can do this. I've leveraged AI to do this, and there's multiple use cases, okay? So one of the really cool things that you could leverage effectively, ChatGPT, the browser edition, right? So like I'm going to go through the different editions. The browser edition is effectively what you could do is you could identify like the G2 area, right? Like, so you can go on a G2, and I'm going to even pull this up while we're talking, right? So this is a little bit, because I have a prompt on this, believe it or not. But I want to share it with you. So I'm going to pull this up in real time so you could totally see exactly what I am talking about. And this was taken from my Sales AI Accelerator. Imagine that. But I want to share this stuff with you. Okay. So you're going to want to do this, I apologize, not on the browser section for ChatGPT. There's certain restrictions that ChatGPT browser has. It's actually barred. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is effectively do competitor research on Bard, which is Google's model. And so what I would say for Bard is a really unique animal. It's like, it's amazing with real-time research if you keep your prompt short. Otherwise, it just makes a ton of stuff up, right? And it's like all over the place. So if you're really tight with what you're doing in your prompt, you can get really, really good results. And I'm going to tell you this because there's multiple areas that you could apply this to and any capability with business or sales or marketing, all right? And so what I would do is like, and I'm going to check this out. So basically what you're doing is you're telling Bard to act as an expert analyst from Forrester or Gartner, and you want it to identify the following details, right? I'm checking this out. So identify the top 3 competitors of your company and product, and you got to insert your company or product according to G2, right? Identify the top 3 competitor weaknesses for each competitor based on the reviews. And then number 3 is identify the top 5 ways my company outperforms each of those competitors. So just as a quick recap, if someone's in the car or not, just so you have the contextual understanding, identify the top 3 competitors, the top 3 weaknesses for each competitor, and then identify the top 5 way my company outperforms each of those competitors based on my company being this and my product being this, okay? And you could just copy and paste like the link to your company, the website link, and then just, I would identify the product. If you're a bigger company, like for example, if you're Microsoft, there's thousands, but hundreds of products that Microsoft probably has. So you have to be specific. you're a smaller company, you don't really need to get into that much depth. And so the beautiful thing about that is what happens is, this is so cool. It looks through all your competitors' reviews, and then it identifies those 3 weaknesses. It looks at your reviews, identifies how you compare against those weaknesses and the best way to overcome them. Okay. So like, I think this is like absolutely game changing in multiple ways. One of the hardest things to do is sift through like copious amounts of information and then weaponize that and use that against your competitors. So once you have that, you have this very neatly orchestrated for your top 3 competitors, and you can go deeper on it too. Like you don't just have to stop there, but let's just say you do, right? So you have that. Now you have your 3 biggest weaknesses for your top 3 competitors and the top 5 things that make you stand out, right? So it's like, how do you stand out versus all the supermodels at the bar, right? This is a cheat code too. So like you could be a smoking hot supermodel with all these other supermodels in there, and this is the cheat code, you sticking out versus everybody else and drawing attention to you and specifically you. Okay. Now, Ryan, you're probably saying, when can I use this specifically? Like, give me the meat. Okay. You could feed that information to create a sequence, right? A competition sequence. Like if you're a sequence and a batch of companies that have effectively these types of solutions in place, right? With your competitors, that's one. You could use it in your messaging, right? You could proactively solve proactively cover the objection before it even comes up in a sales meeting. You could say, for example, these 3 competitors are very, very good at this. However, these are areas that, most people based on feedback of G2 has given us that we're totally different than them, right? So there's a lot of mind tricks in there that I just share with you. I'm not going to get into all of them, but effectively that's a unique way to do it. You could do it when you're doing a side-by-side in a proposal. You have like side-by-side, brackets, you versus the competition. You could do that in conversations that you're having with your champion or coach. If you want to set landmines for the competition when they come in, you can say, hey, this is taken off G2. You can even share those details with them of what's good and what's wrong. Get their feedback, what's most important, and then accentuate that in your big group meeting. Okay, that's another one, right? So these are all really, really strong examples of how you could easily apply that data and that information just by using Bard for free with the example and the prompt that I mentioned right there. Okay. And so by doing that, what'll happen is like you'll walk into, I forgot one use case. I can't share it. I can't not share it with you. The other thing is qualifying out bad opportunities. So if someone wants the things that you're weak at and the things that your competitors are strong at, this could literally save you months of wasted time and opportunities in business. Okay, so that's another use case I forgot to mention. All right. So effectively, just to kind of recap, what we're doing is like, I would say is like, try this. First of all, just do it with your top competitors and try it in one function, one single function that you have within your business. You can leverage it. And then what you want to do is either track the difference in engagement rates, conversion rates, or the feedback that you get in live interactions. Okay. And if you are not using this, it's kind of like refusing to, I don't know what's maybe the best way to say it, but it's refusing to take advantage of one of those things where information wasn't readily available before or took a ton of effort to get. So you basically have an unfair advantage if you use this. Okay. So you're missing out. Like the technology's there, the strategy's there. The only missing piece is your action. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you. I know this episode's kind of short. I like doing these shorter episodes for you, give you something like actionable and tactical that you could apply instantly. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, would love basically a 5-star rating or just a review, man. Tell me what I am doing, that you like. Shoot me a note if there's something you want covered different on the show, but want to share these like kind of bite-sized episodes so you can adjust them, use them, and actuate them in a really, really, really fast manner. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one, where I will share more things like this so you can get life-changing results. We'll see you.
Thank you for checking out the Scale Up Show. My mission in life is to help founders and revenue leaders avoid all the pain and suffering in revenue and growth so they can flip it and create a life of their own design. So if you enjoyed this show, please like, review, share it on social, and more importantly, just share it with a friend. Share it with someone that you think could learn and benefit from what you heard on today. But the more we get the message out, the more people we could help, the bigger the impact we make, and the bigger the community gets, which helps everybody. So once again, thank you for being a loyal listener. I appreciate you and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.